Multiply whole numbers and decimals less than 1. That's what we're doing today. So yesterday we used models to visually multiply whole numbers and decimals. And hopefully as you were doing that, you started to notice some patterns, which is 7/10 times 2 was 1 4/10, which we can also see a math fact there. We could see, oh, 7 times 2 is 14. I see a connection here. I see a connection here. And 4/10 times 2 was 8/10. Seems like there's a connection between 4 times 2. Huh. Hmm. Hmm. Do we notice a pattern here? Another one. 3 times 3/10 was 9/10. So something you may have noticed is, 3 times 3 is 9. And there's one decimal spot here. So if you do 3 times 3 and then you move the decimal over one spot to the left, you would get 9/10. So this is a strategy for when you don't have a model or you don't want to draw a model. So our ultimate goal is to not use models. Is you just multiply the numbers and then move the decimal over the number of decimal spots there are. So let's take a look at 4/10 times 3. So first let's remember this means we have 3 groups of 4/10. So we could do 4 times 3, which we know is 12. And now we can notice, there's one decimal spot. Since this is less than 1, I'm going to move it to make this number smaller. So if I have 3 groups of 4/10, it's like having 3 groups of 40 cents. I'm definitely going to have less than $12. So the invisible decimal's here. We move it over one spot. That makes it 1 2/10. Another way you can think about it is this is repeated addition. So 4/10 plus 4/10 plus 4/10 should give us 1 2/10. 4/10, 8/10, 12/10. This is how you write 12/10. It's like, how would you write 12 dimes? You wouldn't write 12 dimes like this. That's not 12 dimes. This is 12 dimes, $1.20. Okay, let's do another one. 4/10 times 65. Now at this point you might be like, whoa, Ms. Wolf, I don't know 65 times 4 in my head. And you're right. This is probably where we're going to move from some mental math to doing some math on a whiteboard or paper. And to do that, you're just going to pretend that you're doing 65 times 4. You could do it like this, or you could set it up like a box. Like that. But our answer is not going to be 260 because we're not doing 65 times 4. We're doing 4/10 times 65. So we notice there's one decimal spot. So we're going to move the decimal one spot. So the answer is actually going to be 26. Let's do another. Now, some of them might be mental math. If you're multiplying by 25 hundredths, you can always remember this is like 25 cents. Money, money, money. And hopefully you can think, okay, that means I have 5 quarters. If I have 5 quarters, I know 4 quarters is $1. Add one more quarter to it, that is $1.25 or 1 25/100. So you may come across some that are mental math. like this one. Now, this one's a little bit trickier because you have this 0 here you got to pay attention to. So first you're going to pretend to do 4 times 20. Not 4 times 2, 4 times 20. Which is 80. Then you're going to think about the decimal spot and move it over 1 spot, making the answer 8. Now, what if you come across 2 digits in the decimal spot? That means you're going to move the answer 2 spots. Now, I don't know 13 times 21 in my head, so I'm going to write it out. So there will be ones that are not mental math today. So make sure you have a whiteboard or a piece of paper, or use the draw tool in Khan Academy. So just be ready for that. So I'm going to pretend to do 13 times 21. And then at the end, I'm going to move the decimal. So I'm doing my box method. I'm going to add them together. So we've got 260, 270, 273. Now I have 2 decimal spots. So I'm going to move the decimal 2 spots, making it 2 73/100ths. But you might go, but Ms. Wolf, that's like a really small amount. Well, you know what? So is 13/100ths. This is like saying I have 20 groups of 13 cents. That's not that much money. $2.73 seems pretty reasonable. All right, let's try it. I didn't prep it, but I think we should do one more. 9/10 times 4. I want to show you another way you can check what the answer should be is estimating where you should put the decimal. So if we pretend we're doing 9 times 4, that would be 36. We have 1 decimal spot, so we're going to move the decimal 1 spot, making it 3.6. If we were to estimate, we would round 9/10 to 1 whole and keep 4 the same. And our estimate would be 4. Let's take a look at our answer. Is 3 6/10 close to 4? Yeah, that's really close to 4. $3.60 is super close to 4. If we hadn't moved the decimal, our answer would have been 36. Is 36 close to 4? No. So remind yourself that this is 4 groups of 90 cents. This is 21 groups of 13 cents. That's what this means. All right, we'll practice more in class. I'll see you then.